In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on January 27, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Kansas State versus Houston. The commencement of our college hoops-filled Saturday is marked by an exciting clash between the Kansas State Wildcats and the formidable number 4 Houston Cougars in the Big 12 Conference. In their recent outing, Kansas State suffered a setback on the road against number 23 Iowa State, succumbing 78-67 and failing to cover as 8.5-point underdogs. On the other hand, Houston secured a significant road victory against number 21 Brigham Young University with a score of 75-68, covering as 1.5-point favorites. Notably, these teams did not face each other last season, as Houston is in its inaugural year in the Big 12. The Houston Cougars rebounded impressively from a brief 2-game losing streak, claiming victories in 3 consecutive games against opponents ranked in the top 70 by Ken Palm and Bart Torvik, Texas Tech, UCF, and Brigham Young University. This sets the stage for a compelling matchup as they host the Kansas State Wildcats at the Fertitta Center, where they traditionally dominate opponents by a margin of at least 15 points. This trend is likely to persist, given Houston's formidable defensive capabilities, and Kansas State's vulnerability to turnovers further amplifies the challenge. The Wildcats, plagued by turnover issues and holding the highest turnover rate in the Big 12, are poised to face offensive challenges against Houston, a team adept at restricting opponents' effectiveness around the rim. Kansas State's recent struggle against a defensively sound Iowa State, where they managed just 1 point per possession, hints at potential difficulties against Houston. The Cougars, boasting an elite near-proximity rate ranked 2nd nationally by Haslametrics, are well-equipped to stifle the Wildcats' offensive efforts. Houston's impressive defensive record at home, limiting opponents to a 37.5% effective field goal percentage, further fortifies their position in this matchup. While both teams share a 4-2 record in league play, their talent levels vary significantly. Houston, currently ranked as the top team overall by Ken Palm, stands in stark contrast to Kansas State's 60th ranking. The Wildcats face a disadvantage, particularly as 2 of their key players, Carter and Perry, are undersized scorers. In contrast, Houston boasts 3 guards, Cryer and Shed among them, perfectly suited to counter the strengths of their counterparts. Jalen Roberts, a robust 6'7" forward, is poised to match up effectively against Kaluma. With an undefeated home record and a history of covering substantial point spreads, Houston enters the game as a formidable force, poised to convincingly secure a victory in the noon ESPN matchup. Anticipating a challenging contest for Kansas State, Houston's defense, allowing only 52 points per game, is expected to shine. Despite the Wildcats averaging 74 points, Houston's defensive prowess suggests a struggle for the opposing offense. Houston is likely to surpass their season average of 74 points, presenting a formidable challenge for Kansas State in the scoring department. Despite the seemingly high number, Houston's dominant performances at home against various opponents suggest that the Cougars are a force to be reckoned with. Boasting an impressive home record, where they have convincingly defeated teams such as Texas Tech, West Virginia, and Penn, Houston's ability to run up the score indicates another favorable scenario for them. In a hostile environment, Kansas State, with 2 league losses on the road, is expected to face difficulties against one of the nation's top teams. Houston's consistent strength throughout the season positions them for a convincing victory in the noon ESPN game, so the Houston Cougars to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Houston has the advantage of dictating the pace of the game as they welcome Kansas State to their realm, characterized by a slow tempo and elite defense. Ranking 350th in tempo among the 362 Division I teams, Houston maintains a deliberate playing style. Bolstered by 3 elite ball handlers who minimize turnovers, the Cougars exhibit defensive quickness, enabling them to switch effectively on exchanges. Kansas State is unlikely to find comfort against the nation's top-ranked defense, especially given their modest offensive efficiency ranking of 128th. While Kansas State's defense may limit some of Houston's scoring, ranking 24th nationally in defensive efficiency, the Wildcats' slow pace of play may work against them. Houston has displayed a penchant for low-scoring games, going under in 3 of their last 5. Houston has emerged as a formidable team for under bets this season, with 13 of their 19 games cashing in on the under, including an 8-3 record at home. Their deliberate style of play, ranking 350th in pace with only 63.4 possessions per 40 minutes, aligns with their top-ranked defense, holding opponents to just 85.8 points per 100 possessions. While the projected total may seem substantial, the expectation of Houston implementing their suffocating style of play at home reinforces the likelihood of the game going under. Thus, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Seton Hall versus Marquette. Seton Hall Pirates are gearing up to face the Marquette Golden Eagles in a highly anticipated Big East battle scheduled for Saturday. Following a narrow defeat to Providence in their previous outing, Seton Hall is eager to bounce back, while Marquette secured a victory over DePaul in their latest game. The Golden Eagles have established dominance at Pfizer Forum, boasting an impressive 9-1 record on their home turf. Conversely, Seton Hall encountered setbacks, dropping consecutive games and putting a temporary halt to their 5-game winning streak. Despite the losses, the Pirates showcased resilience, losing those games by a mere 4 combined points and having already triumphed over 3 ranked teams this season. The question now looms, will Marquette become the latest top 25 team to succumb to the Pirates? These two formidable teams clashed earlier on January 6th, with Seton Hall pulling off an upset win in their home arena. However, the upcoming matchup sees Seton Hall facing challenges, notably the absence of their star player, Kadri Richmond, who will be sidelined for a second consecutive game due to injury. Richmond, leading in points, rebounds, assists, and steals for the team, leaves a significant void. Marquette's defense, ranked 9th in turnover percentage according to Ken Palm, is poised to exploit Seton Hall's offensive struggles, as the Pirates rank 274th in turnover percentage. While Marquette boasts a 5-3 conference record, it's worth noting that 2 of those wins were against DePaul and Georgetown, with the most recent victory secured by just a 1-point margin. The Golden Eagles have faced challenges in Big East play, particularly in 3-point shooting efficiency. Despite this, a strategic game plan is anticipated to thwart Seton Hall's quest for victory, with confidence in the home team's ability to achieve that goal. Senior guard Tyler Kolek, recognized as an elite pick and roll scorer, adds another dimension to Marquette's offensive prowess. The Golden Eagles, ranking 11th in 2-point shooting efficiency nationally, are likely to focus on high-percentage shots within the arc. This strategic decision aims to wear down Seton Hall's thin rotation, forcing their guards to navigate through screens tirelessly. The outcome could be tired legs, leading to increased turnovers and a less efficient Pirates offense. As the game approaches, Seton Hall finds itself on a 2-game losing streak, uncertain about Kadri Richmond's availability. Richmond's absence was notable in their recent loss to Providence, emphasizing the importance of his contribution. Meanwhile, Marquette enters the contest with a 3-game winning streak and the advantage of playing on their home court. The Golden Eagles' recent offensive displays, scoring at least 86 points in 2 of their last 3 games, fuel confidence in their ability to continue their winning streak. Considering Richmond's uncertain status, the Marquette Golden Eagles to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Anticipating the Saturday clash, doubts linger over Seton Hall's ability to match the offensive prowess of the Golden Eagles. Seton Hall's struggles in 3-point shooting combined with Marquette's disciplined defense, which avoids excessive fouls, create a challenging scenario for the Pirates. The focus for Seton Hall is likely to shift towards working the ball inside, yet the Golden Eagles' defensive tenacity will present obstacles for Seton Hall's guards on both ends of the court. Reiterating the earlier point, the emphasis for Marquette is expected to be on Tyler Kolek's pick and roll expertise, directing their shot selection toward 2-pointers. Acknowledging the Golden Eagles' previous tendency to rely on transition threes, a strategic shift towards a higher percentage 2-point shooting approach is anticipated. Marquette's impressive 57.7% 2-point shooting accuracy positions them as a formidable force in this aspect. However, Seton Hall's robust interior defense and infrequent fouling suggest that a significant portion of the Golden Eagles' attempts may be from the mid-range. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Kansas versus Iowa State. In the realm of college basketball, a riveting clash is set to unfold on the hardwood as 2 formidable Big 12 adversaries, the number 7 Kansas Jayhawks and the number 23 Iowa State Cyclones, engage in a fierce competition on the latter's home turf. The upcoming Saturday afternoon showdown promises high-intensity action and significant implications for both teams. Kansas, currently riding the momentum of a hard-fought 74-69 home victory over Cincinnati, is heading into this contest after narrowly missing the point spread as an 8-point favorite. Conversely, Iowa State secured a 78-67 triumph against Kansas State in their last outing, covering the 8.5-point spread as favorites. Notably, the Jayhawks hold a historical advantage in the series, boasting a 126-58 overall record, including a 71-58 win in their most recent clash during the semifinals of the Big 12 tournament on March 10, 2023. Despite Kansas occupying a higher position in the AP poll, prevailing sentiment from various metrics positions the Cyclones as the superior team, and the rationale behind this assertion is compelling. The Jayhawks have grappled with inconsistency in generating production beyond their 4 veteran players, Hunter Dickinson, Kevin McCullough, KJ Adams, and Dewan Harris. This has translated into Kansas frequently finding themselves in closely contested games, managing to secure victories until the onset of conference play. Notably, January has been a challenging month for the Jayhawks, marked by a late-game collapse against UCF and a defensive lapse resulting in a loss to a struggling West Virginia team. The prospect of a turnaround on the road against an elite defense in the hostile environment of Ames seems daunting for the Jayhawks. Delving into the specifics of this matchup, Kansas faces a significant hurdle in ball security on offense throughout the season, a vulnerability that poses a concern against the formidable Cyclones defense. Ranked 3rd in the nation in adjusted defensive efficiency per KenPom, the Cyclones specialize in forcing turnovers at the 2nd highest rate nationally. Adding to the challenge is the formidable aura of Hilton Magic, a factor that has historically disrupted even the most formidable teams, including the Jayhawks. Despite the overall talent of the Jayhawks, their recent struggles raise doubts about their ability to navigate through the challenges presented by Hilton Coliseum and the Cyclones' elite defense. This encounter marks the sole meeting between the two teams in the current season, following 3 matchups in the previous season where Kansas secured a 2-1 straight-up and a 1-2 against the spread record. Presently, the Jayhawks hold a 7-11 against the spread record, while the Cyclones boast a 12-6-1 record, ranking 2nd in the conference. Recent stumbles by the Jayhawks amplify the perception that Iowa State enters the game with better recent form, exemplified by their 12-0 straight-up and 11-1 against the spread record at home this season, including a notable 3-2 against the spread performance against Kansas in their last 5 encounters. Kansas, despite a recent triumph over Cincinnati, exhibited signs of struggle in front of their home crowd. Their road record stands at 2-2 this season, with losses to UCF and West Virginia, a narrow win over Indiana, and a more convincing victory against Oklahoma State. In stark contrast, Iowa State boasts an unblemished 12-0 home record, including victories over Iowa and Houston. The Cyclones' prowess on their home court, exemplified by a dominant performance against the Cougars, contrasts with the inconsistency displayed by Kansas, making it challenging for the Jayhawks to overcome the formidable Cyclones in this encounter. While recognizing the well-rounded and talented nature of the Jayhawks, the imposing presence of Hilton Coliseum raises concerns about their prospects in Ames. Iowa State, undefeated at home this season, presents a formidable challenge, and the historical success of teams succumbing to the Cyclones in Ames adds weight to the prediction that Kansas might find itself on the list of defeated teams. With a 12-game win streak at home, Iowa State is poised to extend their success, and a statement performance is anticipated in this matchup. Consequently, the Iowa State Cyclones to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Analyzing the statistical landscape, Kansas has surpassed the total in 9 out of their 18 games with posted totals leading up to this matchup. The Jayhawks currently rank 28th in the nation in offensive efficiency, displaying prowess with a 55.9% effective field goal percentage and a dominant 2-point shooting percentage of 57.4%. Furthermore, their exceptional ball movement is highlighted by leading the nation with a 69.8% assist rate on field goals this season. Defensively, the Jayhawks are positioned at 25th in efficiency, showcasing a 46.3% effective field goal percentage defense and a solid 45.1% 2-point field goal percentage defense. Despite a moderate tempo ranking of 117th in the nation, averaging 69.1 possessions per game according to KenPom, Kansas presents a well-rounded offensive and defensive profile. On the contrary, Iowa State enters the game with a 12-7 over mark in their 19 games in relation to the total this season, with 9 of their last 12 contests exceeding the posted total. The Cyclones exhibit defensive prowess, ranking 3rd in efficiency, 64th in effective field goal percentage defense, and 1st in turnover percentage. Additionally, their defensive capabilities extend to limiting offensive rebounding, allowing only 26.5%, and a solid 38th rank in two-point defense at 45.4%. Operating at an above-average tempo, Iowa State positions itself at 121st with an average of 69 possessions per game this season. The anticipation is that Iowa State's strong defensive capabilities will force Kansas into challenging offensive decisions. Reflecting on the previous season, all 3 meetings between the two teams resulted in the games hitting the under, with an average combined score of 124 points per game. Each encounter witnessed at least one team scoring 60 or fewer points. Currently, KenPom places Iowa State at 121st in the country in tempo, while Kansas sits at 117th, creating a somewhat uncertain scenario regarding the game's pace. Despite both teams possessing potent offenses, the emphasis on defensive efforts may curtail scoring opportunities. Kansas, with a recent trend of keeping opponents under 70 points, and Iowa State, limiting opponents to 70 or fewer in 8 of their last 11 games, further supports the expectation of a defensively oriented contest. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.